Stop it. So close it.
מודה אני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים, שחזרת בנשמתי בחמלה. מודה אני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים, שחזרת בנשמתי בחמלה. רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך. מודה אני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים, שחזרת בנשמתי בחמלה. מודה אני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים, שחזרת בנשמתי בחמלה. רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך, רבה אמונתך.
We start our days with the word thank you. מודה אני לפניך, מלך חי וקיים. I offer thanks to you, ever-living sovereign, that you have restored my soul to me in mercy. How great is your trust. Every time that we walk into a synagogue, we take a moment to acknowledge the beauty of the shelter that protects all of us. Some think that the shelter is the structure of the building itself. Some think that is our presence here together. I think that are both. The fact that we have this place that have the ability to welcome all of us together, and the fact that we are here together. We start our service on page 192 with Matovu. morning we take a moment to recognize our own bodies, I'd like to invite you to turn your Siddurim to page 194 and to pray silently the prayer for the well-functioning of our bodies. Baruch ata Adonai, rofeh kol basar umafli la'asot. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals all flesh, working wondrously. And as we turn our Siddurim to page 196 for the blessing for our souls, we think about the deep connection between our bodies and our souls. In Hebrew, the word breath, neshima, and the word neshama, soul, are almost the same word. And as we try to reach our souls in this morning of Shabbat, I'd like to invite you to close your eyes just for a moment and to take a deep breath. Try to bring our whole being, our bodies, to the work, to the connection with our souls. Once again, take a deep breath. Source of all creation, sovereign of all souls, praise are you, Adonai, in whose hand is every living soul and the breath of humankind. Baruch ata Adonai, asher beyado nefesh kol chai, beruach kol basar ish. On page 198, we are going to pray the daily miracles. A bunch of short blessings that go from recognizing our bodies to recognizing the fact that we are humans, and specifically, and later on, thinking specifically about our identities, about who we are. And I wanted to ask you, do you know what's the meaning of the word Jew? Jewish. What? From Yehuda, from the word Judah. Okay, true. What's the meaning of the word Yehuda? The word Yehuda comes from the word Odaya. Comes from being thankful. Being a Jew basically means to walk through this life with gratitude, among many other things. But the practice of being a Jew has to do with approaching our lives, our world, which sometimes is quite complex and complicated, and our identities with gratitude. So as we use the words of our tradition for the daily miracles, I'd like to invite you to think about what are the things that you are grateful for today.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who opens the eyes of the blind. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who lifts up the fallen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who stretches the earth over the waters. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who strengthens our steps.
And for the next 3 blessings, you can continue silently praying the words of our tradition, or alternatively, you can think about those things that inspire your personal gratitude in this morning of Shabbat. Top of page 202, we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tzelem Elohim, who made me in the image of God, who has made the entire humanity in His image, and had created all humans equal. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tzelem Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hotel Israel betifara. Amen. On page 204, we read together the blessing for the study of Torah. Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו, וציוונו לעסוק בדברי תורה. O Adonai, our God, let the words of Torah be sweet in our mouths, and the mouths of your people Israel, so that we, our descendants, and the descendants of all your people Israel, may know you by studying your Torah for its own sake. Blessed are you, Adonai, who teaches Torah to your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. Page 206. Mitch, can you read Elud Barim in English? page 212. We pray the blessing for the Psukei de Simbra, in which we start the work, the hard work, to uplift our souls. Baruch she'amar vaya olam,
Baruch Hu,
Baruch oseh bereshit,
Baruch Shemo,
Baruch omer be'oseh,
Baruch Hu,
Baruch gozer u'mekayem,
Baruch Shemo,
Baruch merachem al haaretz,
Baruch Hu,
Baruch merachem al habrihot,
Baruch Shemo,
Baruch משלם זכר טוב לריח,
Baruch Hu,
ברוך חי לעד וקיים לנצח,
Baruch Shemo,
ברוך פודה ומציל, ברכו, ברוך שמו. With songs of praise we extol you and proclaim your sovereignty, for you are the source of life in the universe. One God, life of the universe, praised and glorious ruler, your name is eternal. Baruch atah Adonai, melech meulal, batishbachot. On page 214, we start the Psukei, the Simbra in Shabbat, the songs of praise in Shabbat, gifting Shabbat with a wonderful song, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat.
Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Lay 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 lay. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, ya la 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 la. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, lezamer לשבחה עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדיך, אמונתך בלילות. עלי הזול ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינון. עלי הזול ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר
ליום השבת, יאללה, יאללה, לילה, 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 לילה.
צדיק התמר יפרח, כארז בלבן הנזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו.
עוד ינובו בשיבה, ושירים מרננים יהיו,
להגיד כי
ישר אדוני, צורים אלוהיו לתבוא. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, יאללה, לילה, 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 לילה. So, there is a Jewish custom that says that we don't mourn in Shabbat. It's quite a difficult custom, especially when you are mourning, especially when you are in pain. But the challenge that Shabbat places in front of us is to understand that life has lots of colors. And sometimes, even when we are in the darkest moments, we need to find the ability to embrace joy, even when it is really, really hard. Ashrei yoshbei beitecha od ya'alelucha sela. Happy are those who dwell in your house and find a way to express words of praise, even when it's tough. We're on page 215.
אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו, אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו, אשרי יושבי ביתך עוד יהללוך סלה. אשרי יושבי ביתך עוד יהללוך סלה. אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו, אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו, אשרי יושבי ביתך עוד יהללוך סלה. אשרי יושבי ביתך עוד יהללוך סלה. אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו, אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו.
We continue with the reading of Ashrei silently over pages 215 and 216. And alternatively, you can take a moment to think about what brings joy to your life. At the bottom of page 217.
תהילת אדוני ידבר פי ויברך כל בשר שם קודשו לעולם לעולם ועד.
ואנחנו נברך ועד עולם. הללויה, הללויה. תהילת אדוני ידבר פי ויברך כל לחיה מעתה ועד עולם. הללויה, 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 ואנחנו נברך יה מעתה ועד עולם. הללויה, הללויה, הללויה.
On page 218, hallelujah.
כל הנשמה תהלל יה, הללויה, כל הנשמה תהלל יה, הללויה, כל הנשמה תהלל יה, הללויה.
יש מה בכם? Even if our mouths were full of song as the sea, and our tongues full of joy in countless waves, we could never find the words to thank you adequately, Adonai. We are on page 220, Ilufino.
Ilufino, male shira kayam, u'shonenu rina kamon galam, v'siftatenu shevach kemechaver rakia, v'enenu meirot kashemesh v'chayar
בידינו פרוסות כנשרי שמיים, ברגלינו קלות כיאלות. אין אנחנו מספיקים להודות לך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו.
אין אנחנו מספיקים להודות לך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי ואימותינו.
On page 222, please join me for the blessing that concludes the Psukei de Simbra. שוכנת מרום בקדוש שמו, בכתוב ראינו צדיקים באדוני, לישרים נבע תהילה, בפי ישרים תתהלל, ובדברי צדיקים תתברך, ובלשון חסידים תתרומם, ובקרב קדושים תתקדש, ובמקהלות רבבות עמך בית ישראל, רינה את מה שמך מלכנו בכל דור ודור. ישתבח שמך לעד מלכנו, ההן המלך הגדול והקדוש בשמיים ובארץ. היא לך נאה, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, שירו שבחה לב וזמרה, עוז וממשלה, נצח גדולה וגבורה, תהילה ותפארת, קדושה ומלכות, ברכות והודאות מעתה ועד עולם. ברוך אתה אדוני, אל מלך גדול ותשבחות, אל ההודאות אדון הנפלאות, הבוחר בשירי שמרה, מלך אל חיי העולמים. Page 224.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי תלך בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. תהי שמי רבה מבורך מעולם ולעולם והלוויה, יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה, שמי קדושה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן.
Please rise. We're on page 226 for Baruch.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך, Let's read that loud together on page
228. Praised
Praised
are you, Adonai,
our
our
God,
God, sovereign of the universe, creator of all light and darkness, who makes peace and fashions all things. In mercy you illumine the world and those who live upon it. In your goodness you daily renew creation. How numerous are your works, Adonai! In wisdom you formed them all, filling the earth with your creatures. Be praised, Adonai, our God, for the excellent work of your hands, and for the lights you created, may they glorify you. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we all may swiftly merit its radiance. Praised are you, Adonai, creator of all heavenly lights. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMeorot. As we get ready for the Shema, we start thinking about the presence of a deep love surrounding each of us. Abarava. We are at the top of page 230. At the bottom of page 230. Gather us in peace from the four corners of the earth and lead us upright to our land. For you, O God, work wonders. You chose us. Truly, you drew us near to your great name that we might acknowledge you, declaring you one in love. Praise be you, Adonai, who chooses your people Israel in love. Baruch atah Adonai, abocher be'amo Israel be'ahava.
Amen.
Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. On page 234.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם נאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
In the middle of page 236. Adonai said to Moses as follows, "Speak to the Israelite people and instruct them to make for themselves fringes on the corners of their garment throughout the ages. Let them attach a cord of blue to the fringe at each corner. That shall be your fringe. Look at it and recall all the commandments of Adonai and observe them, so that you do not follow your heart and eyes in your lustful urge."
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
אדוני אלוהיכם אמת, אמת ויציב ואהוב וחביב ונורא, באדיר וטוב ויפה, הדבר עשה עלינו לעולם בהד. We continue with the silent reading over page 238, or alternatively on page 239. In times of complexity, in times in which the obstacles that we see, they look bigger than our future, says Rabbi Aaron Joshua Heschel that a Jew is asked to take a leap of action rather than a leap of faith. So we make the first step into the waters of the unknown, knowing that the only way to make it to the other side is by walking and moving forward. We are on page 240 for Micha Mocha. שירה חדשה שיבחו גאולים ולשמך שפתיים יחד כולם הודו ואם תלכו מי כמוך בעלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלה נורא תהילות אוסף אלה שירה חדשה שיבחו גאולים ולשמך שפתיים יחד כולם Rock of Israel, rise in support of Israel and redeem Judah and Israel as you promise. Our Redeemer Adonai Tzebaot is your name. Blessed are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Gaal Israel. We turn our Sidurim to page 242 for Tfilat Amidah.
Adonai, Zefatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Teilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Velohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Velohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'hanora, El Elyon, Hamel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot ve'imahot, U'mevii Gula livnei bneihem, Le'man Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah, Rav le'Hoshia, Mashiv haruach u'marid haGashem, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Samech noflim verofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha be'al gevurot, Umido melach, Melech memit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה ואמר, קדוש קדוש קדוש, אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר אדירנו, אדוני אדוני
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור, נגיד גאות לך. לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור, נגיד גאות לך. ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך, קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם, לעולם ועד.
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור, לדור ודור, נגיד גאות לך. לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור,
לדור ודור, נגיד גאות לך. ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך, קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. ישמחו מלכותך שומרי שבת בקוראי עונג עם מקדשי שביעי. חמדת ימים אותו קראת, זכר למעשה בראשית. We continue with the silent reading, starting on page 252. ואנו בני אבותינו באמותינו, רצה מלוכתנו קדשנו במצוותיך בדרך כנו ותורתך, שבנו מטובך ושמחנו בישועתך בטל לבן לעודך אמת. קדש שבת. ויצא אדוני אלוהיך. מודים אנחנו לך שאתה אדוני אלוהינו ולא אבותינו. עם שלום טוב וברכה, חם וחסד ברחמים עלינו ועל כל אדם. At the bottom of page 260. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Where do you want it? A? What? E? D? No? I have a key problem. Shalom, shalom bimroma,
uyase shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael, ve'imu amen. Uyase shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael.
עלינו ועל כל ישראל. אמן.
עושה שלום, שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. ועל כל ישראל,
We turn our Siddurim to page 362 in order to start our Torah service. Please rise as we open the ark.
אין כמוך באלוהים אדוני, ואין כמעשיך מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. כי מציון תצא תורה, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. ברוך שנתן תורה, תורה, ברוך שנתן תורה, תורה, לעמו ישראל בקדושתו. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. אחד אלוהינו, גדול אדוננו, קדוש שמו. גדול אדוני איתי, ונרוממה שמו יחדיו. לך אדוני הגדולה והגבורה, התפארת והנצח והאור. כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני הממלכה, ועמית נעשה בכל בראש. לך אדוני הגדולה והתפארת והתפארת והנצח וההוד. כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני שבת שלום לך, ועמית נעשה בכל בראש. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו
ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו, אמרו, אמן. יאללה לי 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 לי, יאללה לי לי לי, יאללה לי 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 לי, יאללה לי 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 לי, יאללה לי לי לי. Maybe sing it. Yalla li 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 li, yalla li 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 li.
Bring it to you.
Shabbat Shalom. This week has left us shaken, asking each other and our leaders, are we safe here right now? Or will we be safe after the police officers leave in a week or 2 weeks or whenever they will? Will our children and grandchildren be safe in their synagogues or day schools, Hillels, JCCs, and other conspicuous Jewish locations across America? Obviously, these are vital questions, but they're not the only questions that we should ask. As interested as we are in immediate security, this week's events should also prompt us to revisit the question, what is our status as Jews in America? So we're about to read in this week's Torah portion, Chaye Sarah, begins with Sarah's death and thus Abraham's need to purchase a burial site. Now at that time, Abraham and Sarah had been living in Canaan for many years. They were not in transit. Indeed, there's no indication that they ever intended to leave. Abraham was greatly respected. The Hittites even referred to him as Nasi Elohim B'tochenu, a priest of God in our midst. They told him to bury Sarah b'mivchar kevarenu, in the choicest of their burial places, which none of them would refuse him. These were his friends, his neighbors. Surely he felt completely welcome and fully accepted by them. Yet when he rose to speak, he didn't say, "Friends, I feel at home among you. Thank you for welcoming me." He said, "Ger v'toshav anochi imachem." Our editor translates this as, "I'm a resident alien among you." Could also translate it as, "I'm a sojourner settled among you." A toshav, yes, I live here with you, but I'm also a ger, an alien. My question is, to what extent does that still describe us? Now, here in America, of course, we're not just permitted permanent residents, we're not green card holders, most of us, but full citizens. The First and 14th Amendments to the Constitution prohibit government discrimination by religion and grant citizenship to everyone born here. And yet, as it's often been observed, the threats to American Jewish continuity come far more from intermarriage, assimilation, and low birth rates than from anti-Semitism. And yet, there's always been a current of anti-Semitism in America, at times a very strong one. Pre-Civil War state laws prohibiting Jews from voting, holding public office, and testifying in court. Nativist reaction to the immigration of millions of Jews from Europe. Widespread membership in the Ku Klux Klan, Henry Ford's newspaper, the Dearborn Independent, Father Coughlin's wildly popular anti-Semitic radio show in the 30s. These are just examples, and as we all know, there have been periodic incidents ever since. So what are the lessons of this week's events? Obviously, first, we can't ever let our guard down, not completely. But while we're concerned about our security, each anti-Semitic act is also an opportunity, even if one we would never wish for in that way, to remind ourselves that our status and our circumstances are not entirely the same as our non-Jewish friends and neighbors among whom we live. We are, of course, not adherents of a religion, but members of a people with all that entails, including a religious tradition. We are still gerim and toshvim, aliens of a sort, sojourners of a sort, as well as full citizens and residents. Anti-Semites remind us here, as they have everywhere throughout our history, that complete integration would be impossible even if it were our wish, but it must not be our wish. We certainly want, indeed demand, equal rights as citizens while accepting equal responsibilities as citizens. Yet our goal is not to be fully assimilated into the American melting pot and thereby losing our identity. America is different and even arguably unique in the long arc of Jewish history. It was founded with an ethos of religious freedom, although originally it only applied to adherence to the Trinity. Liberty of conscience is enshrined in our law and enforced by our courts, and yet we must at all costs retain our identity and our purpose. Wherever in the world we may live as individuals or collectively Am Yisrael. In our daily lives, it's true, we have more in common with our non-Jewish neighbors than we do with the Jews in Ethiopia or in many neighborhoods in Jerusalem for that matter. But in terms of our essence, we're a family with the latter, and only Gerim Toshvim with respect to the former. One of the sources of American anti-Semitism, especially since 1948, has been the accusation of dual loyalty. But this is a misleading accusation. Everybody has multiple loyalties, starting with two parents. Moreover, you know from Jewish tradition, you've probably heard the expression, Dina Malchut Dina, the law of the place where you are is the law, and you are to be guided by that, unless it's directly contrary to Jewish law. But beyond just being good citizens of the place where we're supposed to be, there's an incredible statement in the book of Jeremiah, which says, Vadirshu et shalom ha'ir asher higleti etchem shama, Vechit palalu ba'ada el Adonai ki vishloma yichiyeh lachem shalom. Seek the peace of the city whither I have caused you to be carried away captives, and pray unto the Lord, for it in the peace thereof shall ye have peace. In other words, don't just be good citizens of the place even who took you away as captives, but wish for their prosperity. So Jews living in America are obligated to be good Americans. Still, as we reflect upon the events of this week and read Abraham's words, let us remember that our first priority is not to be safe Americans, but to be Jews, whatever the risks and sacrifices this requires of us. Shabbat Shalom.
Very nice. I just wanted to make a comment, if I can, before. Miriam, in her absence, had thought of having 4 Sarahs. We don't have 4 tenors like the Metropolitan, but, you know, she thought of almost, we have close. So, but we do have 3 Sarahs here today, so, and the rabbi will.
So, and I am reading in honor of my grandmother, whose yahrzeit is today, and her name was Sarah.
All right, we're there. All right. With that, Yamdu, Shmerel ben David, Vidora, Moshe Yerachmel ben Abraham, John Goldman, Mitch Goldberg, Aliot Rishonah, and our first Sarah is Sarah Adat Bat Abraham Avinu, Sarah Imenu.
That's me.
Sarah Douglas.
Yep.
Let's turn to Chai Sarah.
Yeah.
156.
Yeah, but there's no page number in here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
That's my show, 156.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's lots of IAs.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Do you have the...
I don't know if it was advanced from last time.
I think we're in a different tower last
Yilda was the ending.
We're not using this Torah last time?
No, it's not that. Is that far back?
Yeah, I think it's this way.
There is a chance.
You're in a tough spot.
I think it's that way.
Okay, but let's get this straightened out.
Wait a second. We just took the wrong Torah. And you know whose fault is? Mine. I came this morning early, and I said, apparently other Torah. Who knows which?
Okay, we want to get this straightened
Just,
out.
everybody, give me a second. I put it in a second. Just let me move my hands. Okay. porque שרה, כאשר אמר לא, וכמור, ויהיה אסור הדברים, לא, ויהיה חיי שרה, חיי שרה. We found her. Now, let me focus. Well, I need everybody give me some space. Thank you very much.
I'm just going to tighten it on one
I
side.
know that you all want to help. I appreciate that help. But this is not rolled perfectly well. Can you just put it here? We want the Torah to be perfect. Now we need to find it again. Chayei Sarah, right here.
Okay.
Rabbi Art,
Right.
right here. You are going to think, and the mafti is going to be right here. Okay?
Okay, we are on page
156.
156.
Yeah.
Okay. You see it right there? Okay.
Yeah, well,
Ready,
I'm gonna
done?
use this.
Okay. Where's the art? Where's this? I'll help follow.
You found?
Thank you.
Okay.
Baruchu et Adonai Hambaruch. Baruch Adonai Hambaruch Le'olam Voed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Amen. Vayiyu chayei Sarah me'ah shana ve'isrim shana ve'sheva shanim shenei chayei Sarah ve'tamot Sarah bekiryat arba He Chevron be'eretz Canaan vayavo Avraham lizpod leSarah belivkota vayakom Avraham mea pnei meto vedaber el benechet lemor Gevot Oshav Anochi Imachem Tenu li Achuzat Kever Imachem Ve'ek Berameti Milefaneh.
Yeah, sure, go on.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Olam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'chayei Olam Nata B'tochenu Baruch Atah Adonai Notein HaTorah.
Verse 5.
Melefaneh.
Yofanai.
Fanai. Thank you.
Okay, right there.
Watch it. Okay. Yom Tov. Okay. Avraham ben Herschel, Minda bat Yachal Rachel, Chuck and Mindy Gladstein. And their second Sarah is Chaya Sarah bat Reuven v'Yachal, Sarah Delan.
We're at verse 5.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamavarach.
Baruch
Adonai Baruch Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Vayanu benechet et Avraham lemor lo Shma'enu Adoni Nesi Elohim Atah b'tochenu B'mivkar kevarenu Kevor emetecha Yish mimenu et kivro Lo yichla mimcha mikvar metecha Vayakom Avraham Vayishtachu le'am haaretz livnechet.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'chayei Olam Natan B'tochenu. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Yamdu Baruch Lib Ben Eli Ufrida V'Hana Yosefa Bat Avraham Avinu V'Sara Imenu Bruce Meltzer, Margaret Katie.
Verse 8.
Yep, and the rabbi will be chanting. At the bottom of the first column on 156.
Baruch Hu Adonai Hamavarach.
Baruch Adonai
Baruch Adonai Hamavarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. Amen. וידבר איתם לאמור אם יש את נפשכם לגבור את מתי מלפני שמעוני ופגעו לי באפרום בן צוחר ויתן לי את מערת המכפלה אשר לא אשר בקצה שדהו בכסף מלא ייתנו לי בתוככם לאחוסת קבר באפרום.
Baruch
Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. יישר כוח. יישר כוח.
Yamdu Harab Aharon ben Mordechai V'Tova V'Umalka bat Jorge Art Levine and Lumela Sruan.
The Haftarah is on, the Maftir is on 167.
Okay, Maftir's on 167, thank you. And Sarah Yafa bat Gabriel Natanya. That will be chanting Sarah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai mevorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Elehem b'nei Yishmael ve'ele shmotam v'chatzrehem uvtirotam 12 nesiim le'umatam ve'ele shnei chayei Yishmael me'at shana v'shloshim shana v'sheva shanim v'yikva v'yamot וישכנו מחבילה עד שור אשר על פני מצרים בואכה אשורה על פני כל אחיו נפל.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And we say to all those that came up to the Torah, Rabbi Art, let's take one more moment.
Mishaberach avotenu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov tzara rivcha rechev leyahu yivarech et kol hakroim asher alu hayom lichvod hamakom lichvod haTorah v'lichvod haShabbat. HaKadosh Baruch Hu yivarech otam ve'et mishprotechem v'yishlach bracha v'chatzlacha b'chol ma'aseh yadechem im kol Yisrael lechem v'nomar Amen. May He
Those that are in need of illness, in need of healing, those that are dealing with, I want to do, nobody really needs illness. For those that are in need of healing, we say Mishaberach on page 371. If you are thinking of somebody who is dealing with illness in his or her body, his or her spirit, soul, or anybody dealing with addictions that you like to mention in this morning of Shabbat. We also remember those in this morning of Shabbat that are wounded and recovering from the terrible tragedy in Pittsburgh.
Mishaberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We wish to all of them רפואה שלמה, בהחלמה מהירה, a complete and a fast recovery. Now please rise for Agba and Glilila. בסוד התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל, פי אדוני ביד משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 ציווה לנו משה. תורה, 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 תורה,
לנו משה על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד. על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, על שלושה דברים, העולם עומד. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הגמילות חסדים, על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הגמילות חסדים.
I put them right here. They weren't here.
I just hand them out.
Oh, okay. So, let's go straight forward, read.
Okay.
So we are reading the fifth and the sixth verses of Pirkei Avot, the ethics of our parents, chapter 1.
That's a quick question for you.
Yeah, do any discussion. Do the discussion 5 minutes.
Okay. So let's read. We only have a few minutes, so let's read the first verse 5. Yosef ben Yochanan, man of Jerusalem, says, "May your home be open wide. May the poor be members of your household, and do not increase conversation with the woman." So they hold on now. Don't. So they stated. So they stated with his wife, all the more so with the wife of his friend. From this, the sages said, any time that a man increases conversation with the woman, he causes evil to himself and neglects the words of Torah, and in his end, he inherits Gehonim. So there's much that we could say about this, and much of what we would say would reflect 2018. Okay, it would not reflect the time when this was written. But nevertheless, let's just take a moment and examine the elements of this briefly. First of all, what does it mean when it says, may your home be open wide? Quick thought? Anybody want to suggest that? Guests and visitors, okay. Hospitality, okay. So, anything else besides that? What is the second? Let's tie it to the second verse. May the poor be members of your household. First of all, who's poor? Does poor just mean financially poor? Or might it mean, and hint, King David said in the Psalms, I am poor. Now, was he poor? No, he was not poor. But he was in need. He was poor in the sense of there were things he lacked. He lacked confidence. He lacked
morality.
Right. I mean, there were many different things. He was in need of things, and so the rabbis say when by open your home to the poor, or may it be wide open. We're talking about opening it to anyone who is in need, whatever that might be. And we also know that because the word that's used here, revacha, can also mean relief. So anyone who is in need of relief or any kind of support or isn't poor in any way, we must open our homes to them. Now, what about the part that caused the gasp about don't talk to your wife, and certainly not to your wife's friend? Okay, so number one, let's remember that when this was written, women were not entitled to the same education that men had. So there was not a full sense of your wife being an intellectual companion with whom you could discuss, whatever important issues of Torah, which is what you should be talking about. The word that's in here, actually, sicha, refers to idle chatter. So the idea here is, your wife is critical to your home. Your happiness and your welfare depend on your wife, but You shouldn't be discussing with your wife what's happening with the neighbors. You should be discussing it with her more elevated ideas about sanctity and the welfare of your children and so on, okay? In other words, don't insult your wife by wasting her time with idle chatter. So it actually means the reverse of what our initial thought would be. Okay, what about the idea of if this is your wife, all the more so with your friend? Don't engage in idle chatter with your friend's wife. Okay, well, the rabbis were concerned that you start fraternizing too much with your friend's wife. That could lead to flirtation and other things. Okay, so again, this is, keep your mind high on Torah where it should be. All right, what about the second verse? Yehoshua ben Perachiah and Nitai of Arbel received from them, meaning then got the tradition from them. Yehoshua ben Perachiah says, make for yourself a mentor, acquire for yourself a friend, and judge every person as meritorious. Any thoughts on what that means? Why do we need to acquire a mentor?
Because you always want to learn. And so it doesn't matter where you're at in life, how learned you are. You seek a mentor to help elevate even your own learning, to expand so you're not stuck in your own position and point of time where you're at.
So if you don't have a teacher, even teachers have teachers. Everybody needs a teacher. So ask yourself, who do I have somebody who is, other than Rabbi Nico, who is giving me the instruction that I need, whether it be moral instruction or any other kind of instruction. Okay, we are not to go to the traditional model in Jewish studies is in chavruta, right, with another person.
But maybe in that sense, just to say that we sometimes are too full with ourselves, listening to our own voice. We hear all the time our own voice. And acquire to yourself a selech harav, make yourself a rabbi or make yourself a teacher, a mentor. It's very important because we want to be able to listen and to learn from others and not to just hear our internal voice telling us what is right and what is wrong. We want to trust others that can sometimes teach us very important things that we are not aware of them.
Rabbi Rami Shapiro says that 3 things make you worthy of a teacher: the capacity to listen in the beginning, the ability to question in the middle, and the courage to go your own way in the end. Okay, now it says acquire yourself a teacher. Actually, the Hebrew says to purchase a teacher. So what do you need? So if you buy something, you have to give something up. What is the cost to acquire a friend? So the rabbis say complete honesty. We have to give of ourselves in order to learn. And finally, judge every person as meritorious. I've spoken about this before. It's our obligation to give the benefit of the doubt to other people and judge on their merits unless we absolutely have hard proof that they're not deserving of such. But without that, we must give them the benefit of the doubt and judge them to be innocent. Okay, Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you very much. We are going to return the Torah to the Ark. We're on page 374. Please rise as we open the Ark. I want to share with you the name of the synagogue that was attacked in Pittsburgh is Etz Chaim, which are the words that we say every time that we return the Torah to the Ark. And before Shabbat, we rabbis have the Reform rabbis have a Facebook group, and everybody writes things that we don't know, want congregants to know. And one of the rabbis shared that he's friendly with the rabbi in the congregation in Pittsburgh, who is a conservative rabbi, which means he's not in our group. But he shared that the entire ark was full of bullets, but none of them touched any of the Torah. The Torahs were intact. And Torah is not just that physical object. It's our way of life. So I hope that we find the ability also in very difficult times to keep our Torah intact.
Etz Chaim Machazikim Ba V'tomechah Me'ushan Derachea Rachei Noam B'chol Netivotea Shalom Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashova Chadesh yameinu kekedem Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום
You may be seated. At this point of our service, we take a moment to acknowledge dear people among our community that are carrying mourning. We acknowledge mourners among our community. If you are during the first 7 days of mourning, please rise. If you are during the first 30 days of mourning, Shloshim, please rise. If you are during the first year, the cycle of the first year of mourning, please rise and share with us who you are remembering.
My mother-in-law, Doreen.
If you have a yahrzeit this week, please rise and share with us who you are remembering. And I'm remembering my grandmother, Sarah Kurzbar. And when tragedies like the one in Pittsburgh happen, I think that we are all mourners. So I invite all those that feel comfortable to rise as we say Kaddish in honor of dear members of our families and also in honor of dear members of our extended family. יתגדל ויתקדש שם רבה, בעלמא דברה חילותה וימליך מלכותה, בחייכם וביומכם ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב באמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה על שמי דקודשה, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דא מירם בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יש למה רבה מן שמיה, בחיים טובים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום באמרומיו, ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. May the memories of your dear ones be for a blessing. Zichronam lebracha. You may be seated. Thank you to all those that collaborated in order to make this Shabbat morning possible. I have the privilege to have a colleague who is a member of our community, and sometimes, not sometimes, quite often, he's our teacher, and because of that privilege, I also will take to myself the privilege to disagree with him. We have free pulpit, which means, whatever, we speak our minds. Rabbi Art, I want to say, you said that the main reason or the main threat for Jewish continuity is intermarriage. Low birth rate, assimilation, and intermarriage. I disagree with that statement. I think that the biggest threat to Jewish continuity is lack of relevance. I think its lack of relevance is to continue doing things that are irrelevant instead of doing the very hard work of transforming ourselves. So, and I want to leave you with these two ideas. You don't need to agree or disagree with any of us, but all of them are divrei Elohim Chaim, elu ve'elu are things from God. And I want to invite you, and the reason I say that is because I don't know if you have the ability to have children at this point of your life, or to remarry, or to do any of the things that Rabbi Art mentioned. But I think that what will create continuity for us as a community and for those that surround us is to embrace the search for a meaningful and a relevant Jewish life. Let's conclude our service with Adon Olam on page 625. We're going to argue about this later. We are on page 625.
Adon Olam Hashem Malach B'terem kol Yitzir nivra Lehi nasa v'chefzo kol Asai melech Shemo nikra Asai melech Shemo nikra Ve'achare kivod hakol לבדו ימלוך לעולם, והוא היה, והוא עובד, והוא יהיה בתפארה, והוא יהיה בתפארה. והוא אחד ואין שני, להשאיר לו לאחירה, ולי ראשית בלתי תחליף, ולא העוז והמשרה, ולא העוז והמשרה. והוא אלי וחי כהני, וצור חפצי בעת צרה, והוא ניסי ומנוסי, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא. בידו אפתיל רוחי, ועת תשען בעירה, והן רוחי גביעתי, אדוני לי ולא אירא. אדוני לי ולא אירא.
Adonai os le'amo iten, Adonai yevarech et amo b'shalom. May God give us the strength to find peace. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Ay, 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 ay.
wanted to have some fun.